Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Spill the D. I'm Rick, one of your hosts, and I'm joined, as always, with my beautiful co-host Gina. How are you?
I am doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
We leave for vacation soon. I'm really excited.
Tomorrow, actually, as of the time we're recording this, we're
Yeah.
on vacation while you're listening to this.
Pretty excited.
Not to brag, but
I'm kind of
Okay.
bragging. 'Cause, like, we've been waiting a very long time for this. We're finally getting our honeymoon. So
Yeah.
this is very exciting.
very,
And
very
I
exciting.
apologize to the listeners who come back week after week, who have heard us talk about it week after week. We are just really excited.
And I apologize in advance for everybody who's going to come back and have to hear us talk about Disneyland Paris.
I feel like no, because they're gonna want to hear
Yeah, I
about
feel
it.
like people
That's
are
gonna
gonna be
be a
excited
whole
about that.
episode. So like, if you click it, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I feel
You
like people will
know,
be excited about that, too.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I would be if I was someone who hadn't been there and I got to hear about it.
You are still someone who hasn't been there.
Well, yeah, but like putting myself in the perspective of one of the listeners, if I was like, "Oh, they've been to Disneyland Paris. I've never been there. Let me hear what they're saying about it."
That's fair. It's the equivalent of us looking up Disneyland Paris currently.
Yeah.
Today we are talking about magic moments in the Disney parks. I'm really excited for this one because is one of my favorite types of episodes, which is a listener submitted episode.
Yeah.
So what I did was I posted on Instagram week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and said, "Send me your magic moment." And I said, if it doesn't fit in the little question box, feel free to DM me. Oh my god, people went in. We did a similar episode to this before, and a lot of the things people sent in were just in the little question box, nice, simple, short, sweet, to the point. People went in this time to the point where some of these, I'm sorry if you're an emotional person, you might cry. Because some of these are just sad, some of these are beautiful, some of these are both. Like, it's just like
novels.
yeah, but in the best way. So I'm really excited to share this with everybody and to talk about them a little bit. I did ask for clarification on some, so I might even be able to answer some questions you might have. So I'm really excited to do this.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
For people who don't know, how would you define a magic moment?
So I would define a magic moment as something that happened to you in a park that doesn't happen on a normal park visit. So, for example, one of my magic moments, aside from us getting engaged, because that I feel like we've talked about it a million times now, one of my magic moments at the park is the time that we were watching the Lion King show and just enjoying ourselves, having a good time, and they saw how much fun we were having and decided to do something nice for us in return. And they took us backstage and we got to meet all the performers and stuff like that. I would consider something like that a magic moment. It's something that not everybody gets to experience, and it's something that was done from the cast members as appreciation for us enjoying our time there.
That was beautifully worded. I agree for the most part. There's a little bit I want to expand on. I don't disagree with anything you said.
That has to be like the only way that you have a magic
Mhm.
moment, but I think that's like a good like baseline for a magic moment.
Yeah.
If you're unsure if you've had one before, like that's a good place to start.
Yeah, something that doesn't happen on a normal day. You said in the parks, I think anywhere on Walt Disney property.
Sure.
And it doesn't have to be from a cast member. Sometimes luck just goes your way, and that's just a magical moment. So some of they're just luck went their way that day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had moments where just luck went my way that day. Yeah, I guess
Probably.
sometimes you get in line for a ride and you didn't realize that it but just reopened after closing down, and you walk right on, and when you get off, it's a 2-hour ride. That's luck going your way. The bus pulling up right when you're ready to get on it. That's luck going your way. Those are pretty magical moments if you ask me.
The cast member messing up your order and giving you a free sirloin.
Did that happen to you?
That happened to me last time, and we were there last time. You were there.
When?
It was
Where?
at one of the booths in Epcot.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you walked out with two.
Yeah, they messed it up.
I forgot about that.
She had already handed it to me, and she was like, "Well, I can't put it back now. Enjoy." So I just had 2 of the sirloin steak little things from Epcot.
Yeah, I ate the potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's just kind of luck of the draw,
Yeah.
and that's a magical moment. The cast member, yes, she could have thrown it away. She chose to make it a magical moment, but she also could have chose to throw it away and chose to give it to you. So magical moments all across Walt Disney World. They happen all the time, whether it's because of the cast members, whether it's because of luck, whether it's just what you wanted to see at that moment, however you want to look at it.
Family.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that if you have kids, you probably have plenty of magical moments just watching them enjoy themselves.
Yeah. So we're going to read off some of the listeners' magical moments. I did ask permission to use their name. Every single person who is on this list gave me permission.
Okay.
So We're going to do first name, last initial. Make life easy because some of these names are hard to pronounce.
First things first, I gave one of mine. What would be one of your magic moments outside of our engagement?
Can I say what happened after our engagement?
That was a good one, yeah. Sure, go ahead.
So after we got engaged, a cast member saw it happening and was like, what just happened? Because he just heard the chaos that was happening on Sunset Boulevard. And we were like, I walk up, I'm like, oh my God, I got engaged! And they showed in my ring. I was so excited. This is after I was speechless for a few minutes. And he was like, no way. Do you want a tour of the Tower of Terror? And we were like, absolutely we do. So not only did we get to cut the line that was insane because one side of Tower of Terror was down, it was like, I think
it was 90 to 100 minutes.
I think it was like 120 because I was so mad that we were going to Tower of Terror because it was the longest line in the park. So not only did we get to cut the line, but he gave us a tour of the lobby. And that was like definitely a magic moment that a cast member made for us that didn't need to happen. He didn't have to go that extra mile, and he did because cast members are amazing.
Yep. Could have just said congrats, but decided to do a little something extra.
I have to say, I think I've had a lot of luck in Disney. I mean, I've had made many magic moments made from amazing cast members. I really have. Very blessed by that.
Yes.
But I think I've also had a lot of luck where I've been in the right place at the right time. I think that just shows magic moments can be anything. It's not an every single trip kind of thing. It's not an everyday kind of thing. Yeah. And that's kind of the magic of
the numbers
these. No, but that's kind of the magic of these is that you can't expect it. But when it happens, it's beautiful.
Yes. All
right. So let's get started. All right. So our first one is coming from Annalise D. This is a shorter one, very magical. Okay. I'm going to do my best to read everything word for word, so let's hear it. So Annalise stayed at All-Star Sports during the Hurricane Ian. Disney shut down, but had such great character dance parties that they threw for the kids. Magic.
This was like while they were all like waiting to be placed somewhere else, right?
So they all were just stuck at the All-Stars basically and couldn't go anywhere, and Disney threw these character parties for the kids, and it just was so magical, and that was the magical part of her trip that she remembers.
That's fair. I mean, this is a good one because it's one of those things that it turns a very dark spot into a very bright spot. Like, if this doesn't happen, you're just like, remember that one time we went to Disney and there was a hurricane and we were stuck in our hotel the whole time? But then this happens and now it's... Remember that one time that there was a hurricane and when we were stuck in the hotel, they just had all the characters come out and do a dance party? And
our kids got to just hang out with characters all day?
Yeah.
And me as an adult just got to hang out with characters all day?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It adds a little bright spot to your day. And this is a good one too because a lot of people got to experience it.
It's true. I like this one.
It is a good one.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so this one is from Caroline H.
Carline.
This one is from Carline H. They said, my first time at Disney last year, we were in the confectionery in Magic Kingdom grabbing a snack. When we walked out, a parade was happening, so we had a fresh snack and a perfect view of an event we didn't even plan to see. I didn't even know there was going to be a parade, LOL. Also, the same trip we ate at Hollywood Brown Derby, and the waitress was so knowledgeable about my gluten allergy. I almost never felt safe eating out, but I felt 1,000% comfortable there.
Thank you, Caroline, for perfectly giving examples of what we're talking about, of how it can be luck of the draw or it can be cast member made.
Yeah.
Because walking into a parade when you don't know what's happening is one of the best things ever, unless you're trying to get to the other side.
Yes.
But when you just are like, oh, look at that, that's so exciting, and you have the perfect view, especially when it's a not crowded day, and you literally are just, you walked out to a front row seat.
Yeah.
Spot. Like, that is absolutely amazing, and I can completely understand how this magic moment was magical.
That was my favorite part about the cavalcades. Was the fact that they just showed up and like you just got a mini parade every once in a while.
They still have them and they schedule them now, but I did love when they weren't scheduled.
It was when it was random.
It was magic. It literally felt like Disney magic, that it was all of a sudden a character was coming by you and you heard the music change and you were like, where are they?
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit of Disney magic goes a long way.
And especially if you have a Mickey shaped snack with you while it happens.
Win-win.
Doesn't get much better.
And to be able to eat somewhere comfortably with a gluten allergy.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah, especially in Disney, because a lot of their stuff has gluten.
Well, people with gluten allergies, the issue is normally that like things can't be cooked with the same utensils and everything. Yeah. So that has to be really scary at all times. So I'm happy for you that you were able to eat and feel free to do what you needed
Yeah.
and eat what you wanted.
And good on that waitress for being knowledgeable.
Yeah, right? All right. Next one we have here comes from Emily L. This past October, my now fiance surprised me in Magic Kingdom and proposed. I was on a trip with my parents and thought I had left him behind to take care of our dogs. It was around noon on our second park day, and my parents and I were stopped by a PhotoPass photographer who asked if we wanted to take pictures. We said yes and started taking pictures when suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder. I turned around and he was there. This is now my all-time favorite Disney memory.
That's impressive.
Did he manage that?
Yeah, because I couldn't even get your engagement ring without you looking at my location.
Yeah, but I would be checking the location if we're in Disney. I'm busy. Your fault. You didn't answer me.
No, but honestly, it is impressive that he was able to get there and get into the park and everything and get behind her basically without her realizing.
I know. I'm curious if he set up for the photographer to like grab them and be like photos.
Probably, I would.
He
assume
might have.
So.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
that's
that
a
is
pretty
really cool.
Awesome surprise.
Yeah, seeing someone that you didn't even expect to be in that area.
That is how Carly got engaged. My friend Carly.
Yeah.
Same thing. He flew in and surprised her.
Yep. It's a good one.
Thought I had left him behind to take care of our dogs.
What happened to the dog?
Haha! I knew you were gonna ask that. I asked her. I said, what happened with the dog? I know Rick's gonna ask. And yes, I did just prompt you because I was like, how has he not asked this guy? His mom came over and took care of the dogs, and to make sure that Emily didn't know, she was sneaking in and out of the garage so it didn't ping the Ring camera. Mother-in-law of the year.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? Because I was like, what happened to the dogs?
That's a lot of work.
Hey, don't ruin the engagement.
Yeah.
She crushed it.
That's funny. Do you imagine how that would have spiraled if she had seen her in the Ring camera?
She'd be like, wait a minute. I would have, see, but like if I was him, I would have just been like, oh, I had to run out, so my mom came over to feed them because it was going to be a while.
Okay.
Not with my boys.
Oh, my boys. Booked the tea time.
In Florida. After I proposed to you.
That's funny.
But congratulations on your engagement.
Yeah, congratulations.
When's the wedding? We love a good wedding.
We'll be there.
We're good gift givers.
All right. Next one we have Mandy N. They say, I always love chatting up the cast members when you have the chance. My friends and I were waiting in line for Soarin', and we were talking to the cast member because we were in the first section of the line, DCA.
Disney California Adventure.
Oh, okay. And I asked what the best seats were for the ride for the best view. He told us, and then we kept chatting. He then sorted us into the next two lines, and we were somewhere in the middle. After a few minutes, the cast member came and grabbed us and led my friends and I down to the next cast member and told us where to sit, the best seats. It was so nice of him to go the extra mile and make our experience even better.
This makes me so happy. You gotta have the best seat for Soarin'. You really do. And I asked her, I said, was it the best seat? And she said, yup.
It is crazy how much of a difference it makes being in the direct center.
That has to be so fun as a cast member at Soarin' to be able to do that for people.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone was nice to me, I'd be like, come with me.
Yeah.
You're getting the good seat. Thank you for saying hello.
Yeah. But this is like a perfect example of a magic moment. Just unexpected. You're just chatting up a cast member and they decide to do something nice for you.
That's why you always have to be nice to people.
Especially cast members. They have a lot of power.
They do. The juju you put in the world comes back to you. Just ask Mandy, who got this awesome seat.
Yeah.
Which, best seat, and I did clarify that we were talking about the same seat. It is middle section, middle row, middle seat.
If you haven't ridden, try your best.
Try your best. There will be feet in front of you, but you're going to have the best view. Otherwise, everything gets all wonky.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite ones because it's so simple, but means so much.
Okay.
This one came from Jen. She said, I went for my bachelorette and got free parking.
Nice.
Like, that is just so... That's like 5 Mickey bars.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
It's really funny.
And it's just a fun way to start the morning. Like, you're pulling in and they see you're a bachelorette and they're like, you know what we're going to do for you? Go ahead.
That is really awesome.
Yeah, it's just a great start to the morning. Yeah. So this is one of my favorites just because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And still makes such a difference on your day.
Be this big extravagant thing.
No, and I feel like when something like this happens early in your day, the rest of your day is just...
The rest of your day is Sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, you're thriving all day. There's no doubt about it. Magic
good one.
moments, man.
All right, next one we have is from Emily L. We booked a standard room at Art of Animation and got magically upgraded to a family suite. How crowded was the standard room going to be if you got upgraded to a suite?
Well, they just did it.
So was the suite going to be empty or was the standard room going to be full?
The suite. I'm assuming the suite's gonna be empty. It's only the difference of 4 or 6 people. I did ask questions on this one too. She was originally going to be in the standard room, which I believe is Little Mermaid, and got upgraded to the Cars suite.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, that's really cool.
That was really cool. Did she say how they got the upgrade?
It was Little Mermaid, yes. No, they just did it. Sometimes Disney will literally just call you and be like, hey, we're gonna upgrade you. Or when you get there, they'll say, hey, we're gonna upgrade you. You can actually, people have found luck on not busy times of year. When they get there, when they go and they check in at the desk rather than on their phone, they say, hey, do you have any upgrades available? Sometimes the cast member will go, yes, it'll cost you this much.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they go, sure, and they just do it. So you never know what you're gonna get. It's always magical though when they just do it for you.
Yeah.
I will recommend if you get a call from 407, a 407 number, that area code,
Probably them.
on your way to your trip, answer it.
Yeah.
I was so confused the one time. I was on my way to the airport and I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, 407, that's Disney's area code. And I'm like, here in Pennsylvania, like why, like, what's happening? On my way to the airport, I answer it and they upgraded us from the All-Stars to
Coronado, right?
Yes, to Coronado. So answer the phone because it could be an upgrade. Sometimes they'll upgrade you from a standard to a preferred room.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many different things that Disney will do just to make a little bit of magic for you. If they have the availability, they're all for it, which is so amazing.
Yeah.
And this is awesome to get to stay in a full family suite.
Yeah. I love the suites.
And Cars themed.
Yeah, Cars themed is cool though.
Can't go wrong with a good Cars theme.
Yeah.
If you could get upgraded anywhere, where would you want to be? Like, okay, let's say you're staying at the All-Stars and they're like, we're going to put you at another resort. Where are you going?
Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh, that'd be cool. My aunt and cousins got upgraded from Caribbean Beach, I think, to Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Nice.
I think it was Caribbean or Coronado to Animal Kingdom Lodge because their room smelled like cigarettes.
Mm.
So they moved them.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
I don't know. I would just be happy with anything.
The bungalow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if we're going full on pipe dream, this isn't going to happen. Upgrade me to the bungalows, especially from the All-Stars.
Can you imagine if you were staying at the All-Stars and you got a call from Disney, they're like, hey, we're giving you an upgrade. And you're like, okay, cool.
Tell me where to
Which
go.
resort am I heading to? And they're like, oh no, you're actually going to the bungalows.
We're going to move you from, I'd be like, oh, am I moving from the All-Stars to Pop Century? And they would be like, about that.
Am I getting a preferred room?
Literally. That is exactly what I would think. I'd be like, yes, thank you. And then they send me the address.
Well, it's kind of more preferred, yeah.
I prefer it. No, but this is amazing, this upgrade, and that really does make for just such a magical trip.
Yeah.
Again, it's right there with the free parking.
Yeah.
There's something that happens so early
good,
in your trip that it's like, wow, this is phenomenal.
Takes a lot to bring you down from something like that.
I agree. Today I'm celebrating.
My room upgrade.
My room upgrade. I know that I'd celebrate it.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, Jill C. Okay, so this one is really funny, but I have to read it in a more appropriate way than it was written. So, Jill, I apologize for the fact that we are a family-friendly podcast. So, basically, Jill made a move on Kylo Ren. She said, you got to shoot your shot. She tried to flirt with Kylo Ren and got yelled at by a stormtrooper. You want to read it?
I would like to, yes.
It's not super inappropriate, but like if there's kids listening, I'm sure their parents don't want to have to explain. So,
yeah.
This just made me laugh.
Yeah. No, that is funny. I do like how interactive they made Galaxy's Edge because when we were there for Dopey, we had one of those, not this situation, it was different because it was me and Brian,
You can flirt with Kylo Ren.
We could, yeah. But no, they did the one little show that they do, in Galaxy's Edge, and Brian actually got like picked out by Kylo Ren as like the person that he was talking to, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. It was cool to have him come up close and have all the stormtroopers and stuff come up close. So yeah, I can imagine that just any interaction, if you're a Star Wars fan especially, is probably awesome.
Do you want to know how dumb I am? I really thought Darth Vader was who walked around. Huh.
That's old school Star Wars.
I'm old school.
We're talking new school.
I'm old school if you can't tell by my t-shirt.
We're talking new school
My Cheetah
Star
Girls
Wars.
t-shirt.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Whatever. This is always magical. Anytime a character singles you out is so great.
Yeah.
That's why people Disney bound.
Oh, really?
I think just because it's fun, but people will Disney bound because then, like, when the parade goes by, like, characters will tend to move closer to you.
If you're bounding as them,
Mm-hmm. Or if it's just a really good bound, they might
Okay.
like point you out and appreciate you. That's why people like dress up their kids. Like, I am a firm believer in dressing your kid up at Disney because then they get all the attention from the characters
and other people.
and other people. But like, if you want your kid to be noticed by Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
or even better, if you want your kid to be noticed by Elsa during the parade, well, she's dressed as Elsa. Elsa might point at her and wave,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. And that's a really good way to make magic happen for your
Yeah.
kids.
Well, I like that. I like the dressing up the kids too, because you always hear the cast members, if a little girl's walking up dressed as Belle, they're just like, "Hey, Belle, how are you?" Like they just talk to them as if they are that princess,
Mhm.
and it makes
They are
the
that
kids-
princess.
and it makes the kids so happy. So
They are that princess.
my niece is Moana.
Yeah. The water chooses me. Our niece, the one day in Animal Kingdom, it was raining and crowded. And this is the most ridiculous thing she's ever done. She's pretty ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous thing she's ever done. She was getting pushed in the stroller out of Animal Kingdom in the pouring rain, and everyone is making for the exit because it's so crowded. And she is screaming, "Make way! Make way!" as if she's Moana. Just screaming it so that all of these random adults will move out of the way of the stroller. So ridiculous, and I love her so much. Make way! The water chooses me. So ridiculous.
So funny.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah, they do. They're hilarious. All right, Stuart Steele.
Just Stuart. That was his username.
Okay, at Stuart Steele. Says Castle View upgrade while on her honeymoon. Stayed at the Grand Floridian. Photographer.
Period.
Oh, okay. So I think this is two
There's
separate
two
ones.
separate
Yeah.
ones
Okay.
that he
So the
sent
first
in.
one is they got a Castle View upgrade while on their honeymoon, and they stayed at Grand Floridian.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's a really good upgrade too.
Yeah. Personally, don't really feel the need to stay at Grand Floridian. I feel like I would feel out of place. But
on your honeymoon, that's a great spot to
imagine
stay,
with a
and then
castle
to
view,
get a
it's probably
castle view.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's a dream.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then the second magic moment is a photographer taking time to relax their autistic daughter for amazing photos.
Look, Stuart, the castle photos or the castle view is great, but this is phenomenal. This just
Yeah.
like makes me so happy.
Yeah. I love seeing like photographers and cast members who are just good with all kids and like able to handle situations like this, and
Willing to go the extra mile. That
Yeah.
little bit of patience that you get from Disney cast members just
yeah.
it's unmatched. It really is.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. And I would love to see these photos if you want to send them my way. I'd love to look at them because I'm sure they are amazing.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you need to. That's kind of weird that I just asked you for pictures of your kid. Don't feel like you need to send them. Sorry, I just really like Disney. All right, this one's coming from Elise T. In 2019, I went with my grandparents, who I'm very close with, to Disney World. I love Disney, and they hadn't been in 20 to 30 years, so I got to show them around. I took them on Fill Her Magic, and at the end of it, my grandma was crying and looked at me and said, "Thank you so much." She was emotional later that night while watching Happily Ever After. I'll always cherish the memories of getting to watch her experience the magic that Disney is.
Everybody's got that kid in them.
I do. Disney brings out the kid in everyone, and I love it.
I love that Phil Her Magic was there.
Right? I was so thinking that. That
'Cause
just
I love Phil Her Magic.
I can see Feel Her Magic being the moment that really gets somebody though, because you're busy and going all day, and now you're
Mhm.
sitting in a nice comfy chair in the air conditioning. You have a
Yeah.
second to relax, and then this beautiful production unlike any other.
Yeah,
Yes, I did just describe Feel Her Magic that way, and I'm not taking it back.
I wouldn't.
It's phenomenal. Just is in front of you. Like I can see that being someone's moment that pushes them to the edge
Yeah.
of just I'm so happy.
And then Happily Ever After, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Spending the entire day at Magic Kingdom is your first time in 30 years, and then you get to Happily Ever After.
I'm not crying, you are.
That is amazing though, and that's definitely a good memory to have. For
I
sure.
agree. Great memory with your grandmother too. That's so
Yeah.
fun that you took your grandparents.
Yeah, right.
Would your grandparents want to go?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm trying to decide if I think they would or not.
All right. Next up, we have Ashley C. I found out I was pregnant a week before our family Disney trip. Congratulations. We ended up telling everyone during Mickey's very merry Christmas party in front of Tron and had someone take a, quote, picture, which was really a video for us. My mom was so excited and told everyone she could. One of the cast members stopped everyone and announced it to the whole restaurant and gave us a free dessert. It may seem small, but it meant so much to us and was so special.
This does not seem small to me at all.
No,
this is
doesn't.
this is an extremely magical day. The entire day, the entire night. I'm sure the entire trip was so magical because of this.
Yeah, I imagine your mom didn't stop smiling all the time.
Wait, so I asked some questions.
Okay.
She told her mom that she was not allowed to tell anybody at home. So her mom ran around Disney telling anybody that would listen that she was pregnant and that she was going to be a grandma.
That's amazing.
And she sent me a video of the announcement. And it's so funny because her mom is literally jumping up and down and runs over to her and is hugging her, and everyone's hugging her, and her husband's just like standing there. And then finally her brother-in-law came and saved the day and shook the husband's hand and was like, nice work. Nice work, pal. But she sent me a bunch of videos. She sent the video of them getting the full announcement from the cast member that telling the entire restaurant that she was pregnant and giving her the dessert. But the fact that her mom just ran around telling everybody because she knew she wasn't allowed to tell anybody, I think is so funny.
I would classify that as a magical moment for myself if someone random came up to me and was like, I'm going to be a grandma.
My daughter's pregnant!
I'd be like, awesome! And in the moment, I think I'd freeze because that's who I am as a person. But then afterwards, I'd be like, I'm really happy for that person.
That's so exciting. They were so happy.
Good for them.
I just find it so funny. I have to show you the video because it was just like her mom, the joy. I hope that we're very well portraying right now the joy that her mom felt because it was like phenomenal to watch this video. Her mom's literally jumping up and down. It's got to be the first grandbaby. It's gotta be. Yeah. I feel like by the time if we have kids, I'm gonna tell my mom that we're having a kid. She'll be like, nice.
It'll be. Your mom actually texted the other day and said nice, and I decided that nice is the equivalent of dad saying okay.
Yes. Nice. She maybe I'm excited if I have a kid before Sarah though, because like first daughter to have a baby.
Maybe.
No, I don't think that makes a difference.
I
think it makes a difference when your kids get married. I don't think it makes a difference when you have kids.
Fair.
That's my thought.
Okay.
Like your daughter getting married, I think is different than your son getting married.
I don't know. I don't have kids.
Me either. I don't know. But if we do, I hope that our parents jump around like Ashley's mom did because it's phenomenal. All right, so the last two. We have two more. This is your trigger warning right now. These are both
emotional.
They're emotional.
Okay.
They're both really good ones and really beautiful moments, but they are both emotional. They could both get you. So just be prepared for that. Just fair warning. You have been warned. Go ahead.
Okay. First of the emotionals.
Some of the rest were emotional too, but these are.
We have Nicole F. One of our magical moments we didn't even know was happening until a couple years later. My oldest was 1, and I was pregnant with number 2. While watching Fantasmic, James only wanted my uncle. 1.5 years later, my uncle passed away from an aggressive form of brain cancer. It's an old picture taken, probably, with an iPhone 4, LOL, but it's one of my favorite pictures and memories of Disney.
The picture she sent is her son sitting on the uncle's lap, just watching the show.
That's a good picture.
Yeah. This is just like, sometimes you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is true. Like sometimes you look back on it and you're like I think it's a good message to just live in the moment and appreciate every moment because you never
Yeah.
know which ones are gonna be one of these where you look back on it and you're like, I wish I knew in the moment that this was gonna be one of those things where I look back and I was this felt this way about it, you know?
You getting a little choked up right now?
No,
You seem
I
like you
I
don't know
know
how
what
to
to
word
say.
it.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to say. Like,
I just think this moment, first of all, it's gorgeous, but it's beautiful. And I'm so glad that you have that moment, that Disney
hmm
gave that moment to you. And it really shows how important Disney is and, well, how important vacations are and just spending time with your family is.
yeah,
But like the Disney is a spot where like you literally just get to sit back and be with your family.
hmm
And it can be chaotic, but at the end of the day, when you're sitting down to watch the show, you're sitting there with your family.
yeah,
Like, and that's just something that people take for granted and that not everyone gets every day at home. Some
yeah,
people go nonstop from morning to night and they go to bed and they're like, did I get to hang out with anyone? Like, well,
yeah.
sometimes I go to bed, I'm like, did I talk to Rick for more than 2 minutes today? Like, that's insane. So it's 24 hours, 7 days a week with them,
Mhm.
which, as overwhelming as it could be, is such a lucky thing to have.
Yeah, moments like this are the ones that make every penny that you spend going to Disney worth it.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I agree. You'll make more money. It's fine.
yeah,
Or just swipe the credit card.
make memories.
It's terrible advice. Don't listen to me when I say that all the time. Don't listen to me when I say that. I don't even do that. I pay it off immediately. I'm psycho. Okay, so here's our last one.
Okay.
So this one came from, the account is Mary's Magical Maps, which I
Okay.
believe we have actually talked about in here a very long time ago. Mary's Magical Maps is a small business that makes bracelets and
Mhm.
ornaments and flowers
Yes.
out of Disney park maps. She also is local to us. She's in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area,
Okay.
like South Jersey-ish, I think, and does like maps with the Phillies map, like for the Citizens
That's cool.
Bank Park. She does different ones for different beaches. So you can order these maps online. She started doing these maps for her daughter. And I will tell the story first and then maybe explain a little bit if that feels like the right order to go in.
Okay.
So, our last trip to Disney with our daughter in January 2016, she got to pull the sword out of the stone. And she would always try every single time we would go by. They were doing a little show around the sword on the last day, and they chose her to try, and she pulled it out. It was the best day ever. She was so excited. She asked if we were proud of her like 10,000 times a day after she pulled it. Then she passed away suddenly on October of 2016. So that was one of our last memories of her at Disney.
Well, that's incredibly sad.
I know. But beautiful. Like that's an amazing memory to have of her.
Yeah.
Her succeeding, getting to do this thing that she wanted
Yeah.
to do. She passed away from sudden unexplained death in children, which I believe, from what I understand from looking into it after finding this page on Instagram a few years
Mhm.
ago, is kind of similar to SIDS
Okay.
with infants. So totally out of nowhere. So this is just, in my opinion, a beautiful memory to have of her.
Yeah.
And again, another moment, kind of like the one with the uncle. It's
Yeah.
just
You don't know
getting-
it in the moment, but you're looking back on it and
you're like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
She got to pull the sword. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She also sent me a picture of her son, who is now 5. Marianne is her daughter. Marianne would be 11 now.
Okay.
The son who is 5. It's a picture of him attempting to pull the sword. He didn't get it. But it's adorable. He's got the biggest smile on his face and he's trying so hard.
That is funny.
But I would say that's a very magical moment, getting chosen to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I try all the time. I can't get it.
It's impossible.
It is, unless you're Mary.
Yeah, true.
Mary crushed it. That is all the magical moments we have.
Mhm.
This is a shorter episode. We knew it would be.
Yeah.
We were fine with that. Cutting the news out really makes a difference too. So we'll stop there. If these magical moments inspired you and you are ready for your next Disney trip, if you want to have these magic moments with your family and just get some hardcore family time and go to Walt Disney World, go to Disneyland, go to Disney Cruise Line, whatever. Look at using our friends over at 407 and Beyond Vacation Co. We're the official podcast for 407 and Beyond Vacation Co. They're a Disney and Universal Orlando travel agency that books and plans family vacations to destinations such as everything we named already: Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, all that fun stuff. Doesn't cost extra to book with them. Their services are totally free. The travel agents will handle everything for you, so you just have to show up and have some magic moments. Make some magic memories.
Yeah.
Keep them forever. So great.
Yeah.
You can start by getting a free no obligation quote at www.407vacations.com. And that's it. That's all we got. So, friendly reminder, if you're not following us already on social media, we are at Spill the Tea Podcast or at Spill the Tea Pod on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to buy a podcast off of someone. Whoever has
Just to make it easier.
Whoever has the account. It would make it so much easier every week when we do this. You can email us, spilltheteapod@gmail.com. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, we are still away and we are in another country with no service. So if I don't answer you right away, you will get an answer as soon as we return. I promise. We're out of office, you know? But that is all we got. So until next time, we will
See you at the castle.